welcome to issue number 29 of the monthly Dive Into the Longbox. I'm Gabe, joined here by Jocelyn, as usual. How you doing, buddy? It's been a very interesting month since we last met.
It really has.
There has been the landscape of DC, or was it the hierarchy of DC is about to change, as Dwayne Johnson said when Black Adam came out. And it has, with Superman coming out recently. Wow. We're going to get into that a little bit more later. At the time of this recording, Fantastic Four has not come out yet, but I am excited. I'm hearing good things, so I'm real pumped. I don't know if you're hearing good things also, but I know I am.
All the reviews I've read have praised it, so I'm looking forward to seeing it.
I very much am as well, but we will be getting into our Superman special a little later on. As usual, we are going to go through, what we've been reading and things we've been buying recently. Is there anything you've been reading recently? Have you been doing a lot of reading?
Yeah, so, from June to, we're at the end of July now. I've only been reading Superman comics. That's the only thing I've been reading. Yeah.
I went to the shop, and I was looking through their books, and this was, before Superman came out. So I was looking through it, and I found this book there. And I thought it just looked cool, so I grabbed it. But it's a one-shot. Well, maybe we'll have to review it someday. Called Superman Saves the Planet. But look at this cover. He's, flying over the Daily Planet newspaper. I thought that was
that's a really cool cover.
Yeah, so that's what caught my attention. I was like, oh, this cover's cool. And then I was like, well, Superman comes out, later this week. I might as well grab it, So I picked that up. Really, not a lot of money, only $3. So didn't break the bank, but I haven't been reading as much Superman stuff recently as much as I should. I've been really into my indie books. So I'm almost done with the Steel Streets I talked about a couple months ago. That Ninja Turtles parody book, and it's just honestly the lore in this book is so fucking good for an indie, especially for an indie book, but just comics in general. This book has some great lore in it. I met him at Indie Comics Creator Con, and he was super nice. I bought one issue there, and I ended up going and ordering the rest online. So yeah, I've been reading that a lot recently, and my weekly books have just been taking over my life. They're starting to slow down now, especially because the Ultimate series is coming to an end soon. So that frees up 8 different books from my monthly reads. So I'm gonna have to fill that void somehow in the near future. And I may have found it with a 4-issue miniseries that you showed me, and you only showed me it because you thought the art was cool. And I went to the shop, not expecting to buy this. Issue 1 was just sitting there, and I was like, and it's that Gehenna Naked Aggression by Image Comics. I'll show you the picture you sent me, which was issue 2's cover, which comes out, I believe, next week at the time of this recording. So
right, I think I sent you this last week, and I was like, this looks very 90s, inspired.
So when you sent it a couple weeks, I was like, yeah, that is cool. I got to check this out. And then I went to the shop a couple weeks later, and this was sitting there, issue 1. So I was like, is this what he just sent me not too long ago? And I pulled up our text, and I was like, oh, it is it. So I walked around the shop. I was debating and contemplating. I was like, it's only a 4-issue miniseries. Do I just read it online or do I just get it? And I was like, screw it. I'm just going to get it. I'm going to just order, or I'm going to just buy it here and call it a day. And I read it, dude. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's a cool book. The writer at the end of it explicitly says that they were inspired, the comic that changed their life was Punisher. And this book is kind of like a love letter to that. To the point
did they point out which run of Punisher? I'm just curious.
They did. I don't have the book on me right now. It's over in my long box, but they did mention it. And I noticed it immediately when I saw her costume. So her costume is all black with the white boots, with the instead of white gloves, it's taped up hands. But she has that Punisher aesthetic to her, with the way she's dressed. But here they say that it is
her outfit reminds me kind of
Punisher number 36.
Kind of reminds me of, I'm trying to remember her name. I think it's Lynn Michaels. I think they used to call her, the quote-unquote female Punisher, back in the 90s, because she used to work with Frank. But she was a cop, from what I remember.
So this one's great, because this is, if you like John Wick, the movie, that badass just, having a good time. There's a scene here. She's running with this kid. The car comes, and she fucking jumps onto the car and shoots their heads off. You know what I mean? And lets them drive into a building. It's that type of comic. It's very cool, action-packed. I described it to my father, who's a big Punisher fan, as Punisher if it was a woman with motherly instincts who has a limit. So she's on the hunt trying to take down this mafia family, and this kid she's running around with, it's said in the first couple pages, it's the kid she's running around with is one of the mafia bosses who she's going after, like the head guy. It's his son.
Okay. Oh,
And she
wow.
says it like, I'm not going to kill a kid. It's not his fault. But she also doesn't want him involved in it, so she's like running with him, also like kind of using him as collateral to get away from all the informants. Like you see here, he's like, stop shooting at the kid. Like, come on now, what are you doing? So she's like using him almost, but they explain in the story why she has like that instinct with him and why she's trying to also protect him in a way. And the way she becomes her badass character is very cool. It's a very simple story, but done really well. It's a simple revenge story. It's Punisher. Family is no more, trying to get the big bads. That's what the story is. But it's well done. Sometimes you don't need to overcomplicate a story like that. It's perfect as it is. And honestly, it was a lot of fun. It's a very quick read, too. I read it in like 5 minutes, but it was a good 5 minutes. And I can't wait for issue 2.
Sounds like I have to check it out.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. The dialogue's really good. I kind of want to see this turn into like an animation or like live action. I think it'd be really cool. It's a very unique story with how it's presented. Simple story, but done uniquely, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Where it feels like it's not just like another one in the crowd. So highly recommend that. And I had to pick this up. All the new compact editions are coming out now. All the new ones. So I picked up Superman Birthright. That was one I scooped up. I went to the shop and they had the Ed McGuinness Jeff Loeb Public Enemies run, but it had the collection of Public Enemies and the Supergirl story with Michael Turner and Jeff Loeb.
Oh.
Because they kind of flow into each other.
Right.
And I almost got it because it's like, dude, I'm going to get it. My pull list that week was way too expensive to get it. So I'll probably go back this weekend and grab it because I have to. I mean, it's my run of Superman, with Jeff Loeb and Ed McGuinness, but also that iconic Michael Turner run. But when I was there, I was like, man, yeah, no, I'll hold off on compact editions. And then a couple days later after my paycheck, I went to the store with Justine to a bookstore, and they had the compact edition. We hyped up. I made custom graphics for it, and we said on this show that they needed to make. And it was motherfucking Authority.
Oh, yeah.
So I have the Authority compact. We said this. We were like, this needs to be made because at that time they announced, at the time it was a live action, now it's animation, for the Authority. And we were like, man, how cool would it be to have a compact edition to cross-promote? Here it is. I have it. So honestly, all of the compact editions from our list are being made. I think there's only one on the list that's not made yet, but it's a matter of time. We asked for Kingdom Come. We asked for Long Halloween. And Public Authority, the Authority, and I almost said Public Enemies. And we got 3. We got those 3. I own them in my hands, which is pretty cool. So finally, I have the Authority with me, so I can finally read this run. This is my goal. Maybe when I'm resting up for my wisdom teeth, this is what I'll be reading. So I'm excited.
Right. Yeah.
I'm really excited. Also, when I was at the shop and I picked up that Superman book, for some reason I took a turn and looked at the Spawn section, because you always have to see what they have. And I just got a really cool Spawn issue, Spawn number 7, just because it's a badass cover.
Oh man, yeah, that is a really cool
the
cover.
Guns and shit, like, come on now, he got the guns.
That's in really good condition too.
Yeah, it's in like a hard plastic. Like this is like hard plastic. I don't know. It's like what they have the special edition books in. For some reason, they had it in this. I don't know why.
That's issue 7. I don't even think that's like a key.
No, it's not.
That's the funny part.
That's why I was confused. I looked it up, and there's like no key with it, from what I could see.
I think issue 9 is the one where it's the first appearance of Angela, right?
Yeah, and I got pissed. I bought Angela. I bought first appearance of Angela for like $40. It was on. Oh no, I lied. I got it for $30 because I got it on sale. Dude, tell me I went to this other shop. They had it there for $9.99. What type of bullshit is that? Did I get scammed?
Oh, that's kind of crazy, actually.
Granted, the one I have still has the poster in it, so I don't know if this one did or not. I don't know if that makes a difference, because it comes with the poster of the cover. But,
I mean, I think it slightly does, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I could have just waited like 5 more months and got this shit for $20 less. What the hell? So, and then the last thing I got is actually piggybacking off of last month's issue that we talked about. We discovered it, and I got it, finally. The rest of Circle Chase. I got all the last 3 issues. Remember, I found it like on eBay while on air.
I remember
for
that.
Like $9.99. I bought it like the next day. Because I was like, why not, right? Why not?
Hell yeah.
There's actually something, it's in my cart right now, and I'm probably going to get it tomorrow, if not tonight. It was a weird ad in Wizard magazine, and it was a comic book. It was called Eye of the Storm comic, and oh man, it keeps showing Star Wars Eye of the Storm. Yeah, so there's this book here, and they advertised it in Wizard as digital art 3D backgrounds over like with regular drawn art on top of it, which kind of blew my mind. So it's regular art for the characters, but the backgrounds are all 3D, which I thought was...
I've never seen this before.
Yeah, that's what I said. And I tried to sail the seas, and I was like, can I read this online somehow? No, there are no prints of this book. It was only 4 issues in 94. And this thing, it's like 94 technology, too. So the books are like $2 each. Someone's selling it in a lot for like $10 of all 4 issues. Right here. All 4 issues for like $10, and I'm really tempted to get it.
Someone has to buy these and then scan them right away.
And I'm tempted to be that person. Because I have my scanner now, and I can do it. Because I don't know what the inside of these pages look like, I want to know what these look like on the inside. Like, oh man, they look so 90s. With like that 90s CGI coloring and all. Like, this bitch she has a lightsaber. like a totally copyright infringing lightsaber. Like, that's what caught my interest too. I was like, okay. And there's a page in Wizard. I could probably share it with you, but they make sure to tell you without a shadow of a doubt that it's not the cover. It's in fact the inside of the book. It's what it looks like. Eye of the Storm issue 3 on sale now. Hand-drawn and painted art with incredibly detailed 3D backgrounds. 32 pages of full-color graphics with no ads and no spandex. This isn't a cover. It's page 27 from issue number 2. And it's like a woman getting out the shower. But at the same time, I don't know how anatomically correct this leg is. Like, what am I looking... Is this like the leg up or something? I don't understand what I'm looking at here. For people wondering, I have it up on screen for people listening on YouTube. It's like... So I'm guessing like she has her leg up like the Captain Morgan pose. Captain Morgan pose. Like this. I'm guessing it's like that. But I don't know. Also, this dude's face is too funny. I don't know what it is, but dude, it really piqued my interest. Because I was like, all right, I need to know more. I need to know what the hell this is all about. So I might pick this up. And again, it's only 4 issues, so it's not a big commitment. I could read 4 issues real quick. I'm very tempted here.
It's very tempting.
Yeah, that's my next purchase I think I'm going to get. But what other, is it just Superman? Is there any like specific Superman stuff you've been reading? I know last time, what were you reading last time?
What was I reading last time?
Was it Superman that, was it For All Seasons?
Yes.
That's what you were reading last time?
Yeah, that was amazing. God, I love that so much.
Yeah, that's what you were saying.
And then I reread All-Star Superman, and yeah, that was amazing too.
Yeah, I read that one digitally on DC's app when the app first came out. But I might reread All-Star Superman again, to be honest.
So, the reason, not just because of the movie, the reason why I've been reading so many Superman stories, and I'm going to give a quick shout out to our favorite comic book website, League of Comic Geeks.
Yeah.
They've been doing a community event where they hand out like these, like back in the day, like on forums, they would like give you like badges and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like what League of Comic Geeks is doing.
Really?
They're like, yeah. So like, they're doing these events where it's like, hey, if you read like these certain stories, you'll get a badge for this.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's, it's just for like aesthetic purposes, but at the same time, it's like, this is fun.
Yeah.
It kind of like scratches that collector itch in my brain of like, oh yeah, I get badges for reading stuff.
which is interesting too, because I only use League of Comic Geeks for current book tracking, because I don't want to like mess up, because I like to keep track of my current books through League of Comic Geeks, and then I use CLZ for my retro books to kind of keep them separate. But that's cool that they do that on League of Comic Geeks when it comes to that stuff. That's sweet.
Yeah, and it exposed me actually to a Lois Lane solo series called Enemy of the People, and it's written by Greg Rucka.
Oh, is it?
And I read it, and at first I was like, okay, I don't really know what to think about like a Lois Lane solo series.
Yeah.
But by the end of it, there's 12 issues, so there's a lot of room to like grow and expand and like tell a story. Absolutely. By the end of it, I was like, this is fucking great. This is a great series. Like, I loved it.
I always wondered too. I never read them, but I've always been interested in reading like the crypto series. Like, cause I'm like, how did they do the crypto series?
Well, it's funny you say that. There's actually an ongoing crypto series as we speak.
That's what I'm saying. I wanted to pick those up because I'm like curious. I'm like, how do you do a series with a dog? Because I never read any series that had to do with crypto before in the past.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, and I don't think Marvel has even, Lockjaw from like the Inhumans. I don't think they've ever done like a Lockjaw like solo series.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But
And I mean,
yeah,
we're getting the combo book of Jeff the Shark and Crypto at the end of the year. So how the fuck is that gonna work?
yeah, that's pretty
It's
interesting.
gonna be interesting. I'm excited though. I'm excited to see how that works out.
But yeah, I would highly recommend people to go in League of Comic Geeks and not only follow me and Gabe, but participate in the community event because it's a lot of fun.
Yes, that's what I struggle with. I have to be involved more with the League of Comic Geeks community page and all the community posts. I don't know why I'm not. I think because I go in, I keep track of my books, and then I just like log out, and I've never. You're the only one that told me about the community. I never even bothered to look at community posts and stuff like that.
Yeah, I try to make like a post a week, give or take. I try to because I really, really like the community that League of Comic Geeks has. Like the people are really friendly. The people are really like outgoing. They really like talking about the stuff that they like to read.
Yeah, it's
I
not
love
toxic or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm always on classiccomics.org because it's funny. It's guys either our age or guys like in their 70s on there. You know what I mean?
And I love that.
But they're the type of people on there. I love them because they're the type of people where it's like, did you read this book? And they're like, no, I know it won't appeal to me, so I'm not even going to have an opinion on it. Moving on. I'm going to talk about a book from 1965. You know what I mean? Like, which I love. Like, people are only talking about what they like, and they're not just trying to be a critic about everything, which I love. And that's what I also see from League of Comic Geek, is people just discussing what they like, which is pretty great, which I love.
Yeah, I love that too.
I think that's why, like, I don't use Twitter and stuff because everyone's so negative, and I like these smaller forum type of sites where everything's just so positive. I don't know.
I do too, and
or if someone disagrees, it's not like toxic where like people are like yelling or cussing at each other.
Yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong. Like on League of Comic Geeks, I've seen plenty of negative reviews.
Yeah, absolutely.
On stuff that where it's like I really didn't like this book, and here's why. You can't. Not everything you're gonna read, you're gonna like it. There's plenty of stuff that I've read that I didn't like either. Like that's normal. That's natural.
Oh, and they do community AMAs. That's pretty cool.
They do, yeah. So like once every 2 weeks, probably they have like community AMAs.
Also, I've noticed when I'm looking through books and I go to the comments to see like what people think after I read it, it's crazy to me that I see like the creators in the comments on League of Comic Geeks. When I bought Absolute Batman and read it, because I got it a couple days early, and I read it, and I went back a couple days later and to see what other people thought of it. In the top of the list was Scott Snyder, like the legit verified account for Scott. And he was like, hey, glad you guys like the book. We're super excited about it. He was just him, just being very thankful. Like, hope you guys can't wait for for issue 2. And that was it. And I was like, what? Like, this is crazy.
That's really sick, but it doesn't surprise me.
The creators are on there, which I think is great. So I think that's pretty cool.
Just one quick shout out. Like, if you want to participate in the Superman community event, it'll last until July 31st. And there's also a community event for Fantastic Four for the upcoming movie.
Oh, really?
And that'll last. That's right. So they give you like a reading list of like, read this if you want like a certain badge, so on and so forth. And that'll last until August 15th. So as soon as I'm done with my Superman community event, I'm gonna jump straight forward to the Fantastic Four one.
You're like, I'm busy.
Yeah, I already have like the Fantastic Four omnibuses and all that, so I'm really excited.
And just to show you here, by the way, the price for this book already is insane. A graded issue of this is already $100, and just a raw book is $36. That's insane to me. The usual stuff here. Everyone's saying the review, but if you scroll down, Scott Snyder, hey guys, really excited for you to see what Nick and I have been cooking up. I honestly think it's some of the best stuff I've ever done on Batman, so make sure you don't miss it. Like, that's cool, Like,
it is.
Like, that's cool that they're just on here. They're all, because at the end of the day, I've noticed that comic creators are just fans. Like, everyone just wants to see cool shit,
And that's what I love so much about the comic book industry is like the creators are not afraid of being like, hey, I like this stuff.
And while like behind the scenes you hear about egos and stuff, but I feel like the people making books now, you don't really see that a lot or talked about a lot, which is good. It's more like the corporate side of it that has egos, but the creators themselves are just like super positive and super happy. I love seeing creators just being able to like be themselves because everyone's just super chill from what I've seen. And like meeting them, everyone's just having a good time. Like when I met Nasiza, he was just talking to a dude for 45 minutes just about books and like actual novels and comics and his time at Marvel. It's like he was doing an interview, but he was just talking to the guy. And these guys they just love to talk about books, which is cool.
Fabian,
it's not like pro wrestling where you talk about wrestling to a wrestler and they're like, "Ew, what are you doing?"
I was actually just gonna bring that up. I was like, a Comic-Con would be so much more enjoyable than like a WrestleCon.
Because you can go up to you guys and be like, "Oh, I loved your work on this," and they'll be like, "Yeah, like I put a lot of work into it. I'm glad you did." But if you go to wrestle like, "Oh, I loved doing this," they're like, "Oh, thanks, whatever. Give me your money."
Yeah, how much? $50? Okay, cool. Here's your 8x10.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like,
but it's not like that with comic books, which is cool.
No, comic book creators like want to talk to you.
Yeah, I think it's great.
They want to find out what's your favorite work of them, and I think that's fucking awesome.
And a lot of these guys too, where they're sometimes hard to get in contact with, especially like the big names. But like if you meet them at cons, and some of them, just don't do it unsolicited. But some of them will say like, "Hey, if you have any questions about like your own work or writing, like here's my card." Like that happened to me. They're like, "Here's my card. Just let me know if you need any help or you want any tips." Like I think that's cool. And I'm just a nobody, and people are willing to help out others, which I think is really cool.
It's really cool, and I mean, you see at these Comic Cons, like the one that I sent you, where like close to like where I grew up, there was an IDW editor there doing portfolio reviews. Like that's insane.
Yeah,
that's so crazy.
We had someone at mine that runs a comic shop, mom and pop shop. He runs it. He had a whole hour-long presentation of how to pitch your comic book to a comic shop and what exactly they're looking for, what exactly wording you should use. And the room was full with creators. That's why I was there. I was like, all right, how do you do this? And the whole room is just full of guys like my age just taking notes, who are just making books in their basement, in their studio room, that are just selling them online, that are there, which I think is cool.
See, that's really cool too, because that directly appeals to the independent creator who's drawing and writing the comic by himself.
Yeah, and having to sell it to these places. Like that's what I'm gonna do. I have to try to sell it. Or they were also doing classes on how to launch a Kickstarter for a comic too, which I thought was really cool. Which I missed. I'm pissed I missed it. I was in line meeting people, but I missed it. But yeah, man.
But I don't know. You got to think, right? There's been a lot of success stories of guys just like going up to comic book shops and they're like, "Hey, I'm an independent creator. Here's my book." So on and so forth. I think that's how Billy Tucci got his start, huh? With She.
Yes.
I think so. And you never know. It could be a regional hit, and then it grows to be beyond that.
I mean, look at The Tick.
Exactly.
The Tick was a promotional thing for a local shop in New England, and then it turned into what it is now. Make multiple movies, TV shows, cartoons, toy lines, everything.
And I really hope that more comic book shops take chances on independent creators, because that's the lifeblood, really, of comic books.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really the lifeblood of it.
And that's why I love the shop I go to at Wayne's, Heroes and Hitters, because they're big on promoting local artists. Like, I remember when I went in after going to New York last December, and I was like, "Wayne, look," and I showed him my page in Local Man, and he was like, "Oh my God, that's amazing!" And like another customer came in, he was like, "Look at his art is in Local Man." He was like showing off my stuff and all that. I was like, "That is so cool." Like, it was like a proud father almost. It was great. But yeah, no, he's another one where they'll support local people. There's another place called Eye Opener where their front desk portion has a local artist that will come in with his books and they'll just sell them. Yeah, I think that's great.
I'm very excited to go to your main comic book shop. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, and there's so many shops around. Like Eye Opener's like not far from me at all. Like Eye Opener's my childhood one. That's the one my dad would bring me to. It did move locations, but it's the same shop, really, just in a different spot of the plaza it's in. But it's great. That's the one, man. Yeah, I made my dad buy me a Cyclops X-Men movie figure there. And then I proceeded to lose the Cyclops visor and sunglasses. So then we went back and I made him buy me another one. To which that I lost growing up, and then I rebought it the other day. I saw it at another store for like $8, and I was like, oh, and I grabbed it. I was like, let's go, dude. But yeah, and it's cool because every shop I go to, it'll be fun to like video record us going to all these shops too when you get here, because there's so many shops that have certain things. If you're looking for a certain thing, certain shops will have it. If you're looking for a big log of back issues, you go to Most Excellent. They have long boxes on top of long boxes on top of long boxes. If you want graphic novels, you go to Matt's. He has like a library-sized store full of graphic novels. Anything you could think of. If you want like the fun local experience where you get your weekly books, you go to Heroes and Hitters, you know? If you want that like really old school comic shop feel where it's like small, sometimes the AC doesn't work. Like, but it's still a great place. They do like monthly sales. You go to Eye Opener, you know? They do monthly like dollar bins, which is cool. And you don't know what you'll find. They just get a bunch of books in, they put them out, and if you could find gold mines there, you don't know. They're actually,
so like they'll hide keys in the dollar bins.
And they're actually great. If you go to Eye Opener, they price your book still to this day based off of the Overstreet price guide to this day.
Wow.
I love it. I love it.
That's so cool.
Because there was something without a price. I was like, how much is it? He goes, oh, let me check. And I thought he was walking to the computer there. The computer is from like 2003. I thought he was walking over to that, and then he pulls out an Overstreet guide, the most recent edition. I was like, no way. It's like, that's amazing. So,
well, that's funny too, because he could probably just pull the Overstreet guide on the computer as well.
Yeah,
at this point.
Or a lot of people, they'll pull up like eBay and just be like, oh, it's sold for this much on eBay, and then overcharge you. That's why I like that they pull up the Overstreet guide, because they're not really overpriced in there. Sometimes they're underpriced. So I was like, yeah, open that up as much as you want, man. Yeah, look through that. That's cool with me. But all these things, it's a very positive episode so far, and I think that's for a reason. Because we recently saw Superman that came out. Real quick, if you could describe it in 3 words, what would you describe it as?
So fucking amazing. Really, like, just great movie. Great movie.
I would say in 3 words, they nailed it. That's 3 words right there, because they did. It was perfect. If you are listening, I'll put here the timestamp where you can skip over the discussion, because we may slip in some spoilers. So a little spoiler alert, you know, for people listening. We're gonna talk about the Superman movie really quick before we talk about other Superman stuff on our Superman special. It's kind of like the elephant in the room. You can't ignore the movie of the summer. And while I know Fantastic Four is coming out in like 48 hours from the time of this recording, I still see nothing but Superman on my timeline.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see some Fantastic Four sprinkled in, but goddamn, dude, still, Superman is the talk of the town. I love that Superman has made people more positive. It's so great, because that's what Superman is.
Yeah.
He gives you hope. He makes you feel good. He makes you want to do good. And I love like the memes. Like the memes are funny, but honestly, that's the goal. Where it's like, oh, helped an old lady cross the street today, and it's like Superman sitting in the chair smiling. Or it's like it's them putting something minimal. They're like, oh, I helped my girlfriend up the stairs, and they're playing punk rocker in the back. So it's like, but that's the cool part of the movie. That's the point of the movie. That's what it was trying to do, and I'm so happy. That's how you know they nailed it, when everyone wants to be Superman, because that's how Superman is. He is the one everyone wants to be. I think they actually nailed it in the opening like minute when he was scolding Crypto, and he said, "What the hey, dude?" And I was like, "That's Superman. He wouldn't cuss. Superman don't curse." What was your favorite part from the movie? I know there's so much that's great in the movie. Even if you list off a couple, that's fine too. If you can't decide on just one thing.
It's really hard because there's so many parts of the movie that I like.
Yeah.
Damn. You know what? I really like the scene where they're fighting the kaiju.
That was.
I like the scene where they're fighting the kaiju, but I also, specifically like, Superman's like trying to find a way. He's like, well, we don't have to like hurt it.
Yeah.
Just get it out of the way. Mr. Terrific's like, no, fuck that. Like, as soon as it opens its mouth, I'm just throwing these bombs in, and that's it.
I'm blowing up its
like,
butt.
I'm not messing around with that.
Honestly, and they made a toy of that where it's Superman and the giant kaiju, but the kaiju has slime, and when you hit the top of the chest, the stomach opens up and slime pours out. Now watching the movie, that's a very morbid toy for children to play with. Because now I know that is his intestines exploding with a bomb. It is
Yeah, I
so
really like
depressing.
that. I loved Mr. Terrific in the movie in general. To me, he was the breakout character in
He
the
was the
movie.
all-star of that. Everyone loves
Yeah,
him. And Justine
like he.
was baffled because she watched the trailer. She didn't know that was the vampire, one of the vampires from Twilight. She's like, that doesn't even look like the same guy. And then she paused and she was like, is that the guy from X-Men? I go, yes, it is the guy from X-Men. She was like, what the hell? She goes, the one that was indestructible and somehow got killed? I go, yeah. And she goes, that's stupid. I was like, I know. I was like, everyone agrees with you, Justine. Oh, man, my favorite part, there's a couple things that I liked. So if I'm talking about like world building, my favorite part was when they're fighting that giant other dimensional creature in the sky. And Lois is like, you're not going to go help with that? And he's like, nah, they got it handled. And it's
Oh yeah,
it's the
when they're at the
Justice Gang.
apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Justice Gang. They're fighting, and he's like, yeah, they got it handled. It's no big deal. Like, I love that because that just shows it's normal. All these monster stuff is normal, and he doesn't have to worry, which I love. Because everyone always wonders, like, oh, if this is happening, where is this hero? So I love that he knows, like, oh, it's not a crazy hero or a crazy villain. They'll be fine. We got other people to deal with it. I did
love
notice.
when I love when they're where's it at? They're like when the war's happening and like the Justice Gang arrives to like give Superman backup.
Yeah.
And then Green Lantern is just like activating his powers, but it's really just like
It's him doing the
just
middle
a hand. It's a hand just doing the middle finger.
They nailed Guy Gardner in the movie, man. Oh.
They did. They really did.
You sure? When at the end, when he's like, "You sure you want this freaky looking dude in our team?" What are you guys, the Justice Gang? That's a cool name. You're in. Like that's all it took was him complimenting him. Oh man, Metamorpho was cool too. I like his story. The baby's great. The little creepy alien baby.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, no, there were so many great parts. I will say the best part of the movie is Lex Luthor. I think they did the hatred this man has.
Generational hater.
Generational
hater.
But that's Lex. It's not just like a whatever, I'm here to annoy Superman, ha. It's no, I want this man dead. I want to make his life miserable, and that's the Lex we got. Was I need to make this man's life I will create my own continent just to make Superman's life a living hell, you know? I will destroy the city to make Superman pissed off.
It's unconditional hatred. Like, he has no reason to hate him. He just fucking hates him this whole movie.
But when you think about anything with Lex and Superman, that's just how it is. He just fucking despises this man. Yeah, like, we all know why. Superman's like this perfect being. Everyone loves him and looks up to him and not Lex. And that's what he wants. It's everyone knows. But I like that they didn't need to really hammer that in this movie. That's what I love. I think that was the best part about this movie. James Gunn was like, you already know everything. Even if you don't know Superman, you know everything. You know of Lex Luthor and that he hates Superman. You know Superman's good and there's other heroes. Here's the movie. There was no establishing of things, which is good. We didn't need that. We got more Superman than becoming Superman because we're tired of seeing that, you know?
We've had like 4 different Superman origin movies.
Exactly. So I like that we just jumped into it and Lex is like, yeah, I've been working on this army, for fucking ever. I'm totally doing illegal dealings with other governments right now just to fuck over Superman. But I'm just that rich, I can do that. This movie is a great starting point for if all the movies are gonna be treated this way. They don't have to be like, because he even said all the movies aren't going to be the same, which I love. He said, Batman and all that stuff, they're not going to be the same vibe as Superman. Superman's vibe is only for his movies. And we kind of saw that with Supergirl. She's not going to have the Superman vibe, She's going to have her own vibe.
What the hell? Hey.
When she leaves, she's like,
where's
later,
my
bitch.
Dog? Thanks for taking care of him, bitch.
I'm so excited for Supergirl. When we watched the movie and she went, hey, and then me and Drew were like, like our arms hit each other. We're like, oh shit, she's in the movie. Because we've been dying to see her. We're like, oh shit, the costume looks great. We're like, oh man, everything was great. So
it's funny. Like, I was expecting her to show up in the movie like the whole time. I was expecting her to show up, and then I was like, oh fuck, she finally showed up.
Also, I was going to mention earlier, did you notice when they showed the Hall of Justice, it was just the Hall of Justice? I was like, what the fuck? It's like pulled from the books. Like it's perfect. Because you know,
Yeah.
you know how movies will like kind of like modernize it or Hollywood it up. No, this is just what you saw in the cartoon of Super Friends. Like it's perfect. It's what you think. But if you look at the ceiling, I don't know if you did. The ceiling had murals of former Justice League members for all the
God. I never noticed that.
It had Justice Society members on it. So we saw, who was it? There was someone on it that we were like, oh shit, Wildcat. Wildcat was on it. That's all we saw. Because I saw it in the top and I pointed to Drew. I was like, look. And he goes, oh shit, Wildcat. And then the camera changed. We're like, oh fuck, who are the other ones? We were trying to see who's in there. And then they didn't show it again. And we're like, fuck. We were trying to see who else is in that.
Sick.
So, which makes sense because James Gunn said the heroes have existed for they've been around forever. Yeah. So I love that establishes that. And also seeing people like Rick Flag in live action, it's like, oh, this is cool. Because I loved Creature Commandos. So it was cool. Oh my God, dude. It was so great. It was so great. I went home so positive.
We definitely need a spin-off show with Daily Planet.
Oh my God, dude. Did you hear Jimmy Olsen might be getting a show?
He should.
They said there's
He really should. He was the funniest subplot of the whole movie.
So great. There's 2 spin-offs in production now. They don't know if they're confirmed, but they're like being crafted to see if they'll get picked up. But it's Jimmy Olsen and Mr. Terrific, which I'm down for both. Give me both. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take both. But we have a theory, me and Drew. We have a theory. The scene where he meets up with Eve in the alley with all the hookers.
Yes.
We were like, there's no hookers in Metropolis. He has to be in Gotham, right? He has to be.
Oh, yeah.
Because think about it. There's no hookers in Metropolis. There's never been hookers in Metropolis. And when he got there, he's wearing like a hat like he was traveling. Like, and there was a train above him. Did he take the train to Gotham? That's just our theory. Because he even says like, oh, sorry we had to meet here. Like it's a place no one should ever go. Like it was real sus wherever they were. It has to be Gotham.
That's a fair point.
That's just our theory.
It's a good theory. I'm just trying to like, puzzle it like, like in canon, how far is Metropolis and Gotham?
Yeah. I don't know. Let me see. Is there I remember DC a long time ago had a map of all their locations and how like where they're positioned in the US because obviously like New York exists and all that. So Metropolis could be because Metropolis is near Kansas. So Gotham, it's so weird. Sorry, I'm trying to look at it. So Gotham is near New Jersey. So I guess in theory you could take a train there because you could take a train from Connecticut to Washington D.C. is doable. But also, who knows what the map looks like in the movies? Who knows? Like who knows where Gotham is on the map? Because all we know is that Kansas is next to because Smallville's in Kansas. We know that's no, because even then we don't know how far Smallville is from Metropolis. I'm guessing it's about a couple hours, like maybe a couple hours away from a giant major metro city to the sticks. That seems pretty far.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but because where he met was real sus. Because that didn't look like, because even in the movie itself, when they show Metropolis, it's very vibrant and colorful. It looks very safe. Where they were was like wet and cold and like depressing. Like dirty hookers trying to stop Jimmy. Like, I don't know. That place just didn't scream Metropolis. It very much was like, that's like a Gotham or like a Bloodhaven or something like that. It seemed like a different place. It could just be Metropolis. It could just be like a really terrible part of Metropolis. But that was our theory. That's not a theory. It's a game theory. So I don't know. That was just a fun little thing we thought of. Because, they really emphasized how sus that place was. So I'll happily take that being Gotham. That movie was phenomenal. If you have not watched Superman, definitely go do it. I think Superman in general, it's so cool to me seeing Superman. Like, Superman's always been popular. Superman's always been in the zeitgeist. Everyone's always worn Superman stuff and all that. But nowadays, ever since this movie came out, I see Superman in places I never did before. Like, I'm going to like Target and stuff, and I'm seeing kids running around pretending to fly. Legit, that happened. My niece is in the pool with us, and all she's doing is laser eyes. Like, she's trying to be Superman, and literally she went to see the movie. She came over to go in the pool, and guess what her line was the entire time in the pool? She kept looking at me and going, "Hey, big guy, eyes up here." And she would pretend to fly in the air. which is just the line from the movie, which is crazy that she's already memorized lines from the movie she's seen once.
Yeah, that is.
So her main catchphrase was, "Hey, big guy," and she would do the clap, and she would go, "Eyes up here," and then pretend to fly. I was like, that's cool. But I like that it's a movie that I'm 28. My niece is 6, but it's a movie we both went to and had the same feeling leaving. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
which
really
is cool.
nice.
Which is cool. Even like I haven't seen people say a bad word about this movie either. It's a very wholesome, fun movie. It's one of the first times where like I feel like the entire comic book community has come together and been like, for movies at least, and been like, this is great. This is fun. Go watch this. I haven't seen something like this since like Endgame or like Iron Man 1. That's the vibe I got leaving it. I got the vibe of when I left Iron Man 1 and I was like, this is great. I can't wait for more. And that's the same vibe I got leaving Superman. It was like, fuck, this is going to be good. This is going to be big. So
I left that movie and I got like a renewed sense of hope. I'm like, man, like Gunn's got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I've got full confidence in him.
And you know that it's the meme of the guy for, I think it's like Dr. Phil, where he's like crying with his hands like that, like shaking his hands like he's relieved. Someone put there like when you when you say you like DC movies, you don't have to pretend anymore that you don't.
Yeah.
You can just openly, you don't have to say, oh yeah, I like DC movies, and people go, oh really? You can say, yo, I love Superman. Everyone's like, yo, same. It's great. So, but I think I'm very hopeful that, and I don't know, listen, I'm just saying, maybe it's me in my own head saying this, but people are really excited for Fantastic Four and Superman, and these two movies are probably some of the most comic accurate looking movies in quite a while, and people are excited and they're good. I'm just saying, let's get rid of the Hollywoodification of these fucking costumes and just give us people in fucking costumes. You know, even though Superman's a little bit modern, but even then, it still looked like Superman. He had the underwear, he had everything. Fantastic Four, yeah, it looks like sweaters, but that's the point because of the time period. It still looks like their costumes, you know?
I was gonna say, I actually love the Fantastic Four costumes.
They look great. They look good, dude. Oh, in the trailer where they show Ben Grimm wearing like the sweater, and there's pictures coming out of Ben Grimm shirtless, which means he's gonna be shirtless, and I'm real excited. That's gonna be cool. But pictures came out of Mole Man. And I'm like, that's great. He has the fucking glasses, the weird Mole Man glasses.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Like, Mr. Terrific looks like Mr. Terrific. Guy Gardner had the goofy hair and everything. Hawkgirl, you know. I do love the best meme to come out of that movie is the screaming face of her. That shit cracks me up every time. It cracks me up because it's not like a malice like mean gif. It's just funny because it's like a really bad camera angle, the screenshot they got, and it's hilarious. Oh my god, dude! But I like that touch to her. That was cool. I never like thought of that because like Hawk's screech. Okay, yeah, fuck it, do it. I don't care.
Yeah, it just works.
When you look like that, you can do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure she's so much happier playing Hot Girl than being in fucking Madam Web.
I know, right? Dude, and her interviews are so cool because there was an interview that came out recently with her talking about Superman, and they're like, well, because you're in Superman, like, have you read comics recently? She's like, yo, yeah. By the way, she revealed that anyone that gets signed to a movie gets a link to a secret site that has a catalog of every DC book ever released in history digitally.
I believe it.
So they can research and do what they need to do. But she said because of that, she has gone out to the shops and bought physical books. And she was talking about how she desperately wants Justice Society of America books now. And that's her goal to collect is all the Justice Society books. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. So she's just like
cool.
She just reads comics now. Like that's what these movies are doing to people. It's making people comic fans, which is great. And what I love about the promotion of Superman, which I think you'll love too, at least here, man, they were pushing, buying the books. It was huge in the promotion. All of the TV ads had comic book graphics. When you went to the movie theaters here and you got the popcorn buckets, there was Dan Mora comic art of David Cornsweet on it, which I thought that was cool. So all the merch you get here is comic book art. And the inside of it's all the different Superman covers. Like, they're really pushing reading books now. If you like the movie, go read the comics. It was so cool.
That's really what it should be.
Literally.
At the end of the day.
Which is why I never understood Marvel's mindset of let's make original stories for the movies and not even, mention the comics. This is just like, no, if you read the Superman books, you know what's going on. And I can go from that movie and read the current issues of Superman and get the same feeling. From like when I read those books is what I get from the movie. It's very positive. It's Superman. That's what it is at the end of the day. There's not like a weird difference between them. If I went to go watch Guardians of the Galaxy and then I pick up in Guardians of the Galaxy from like the 90s or 80s, it's not the same,
Yeah, I mean, the Superman movie obviously is an original story, but it's like an amalgamation of like
of every
Gunn's
Superman
favorite
story.
of like Gunn's favorite Superman stories.
Yeah. Because you watch it and you're like, okay, it has like that positive vibe of All-Star Superman, but then it also feels like I'm watching My Adventures with Superman, the animated series from like the 90s. But also David's acting is very reminiscent of the current like anime style cartoon they have of Superman. He's like that very positive, upbeat like tone of voice and all that. So I don't know, but then it's like every other Superman book I've ever read, like mixed into one thing, which is great. And I was so happy to watch this and leave saying like Lex felt like Lex finally. He felt like Lex. The last time Lex has ever felt like Lex Luthor was Smallville, and that was it. Or like the animated stuff. But this was like, this was Lex Luthor. Just unmitigated hatred and negativity. And Superman is the polar opposite of just pure positivity.
You didn't like long-haired Lex Luthor in Batman versus Superman?
No, I didn't. I didn't like Mark Zuckerberg's version of Lex Luthor, the weird nerd.
Because it was terrible.
And what's honestly like, what was the last one he was in where he was in the suit and he was bald and he was talking all proper? I forgot which one it was. It was like, I think, was it like Suicide Squad or something? I forgot what it was. There was some movie he was like an end credit scene, but he was in the suit, bald head, and he was talking proper. And I was like, okay, that's more like Lex. Why didn't he just do that from the beginning? Like, he wasn't talking all weird. He looked like Lex. He was like smart, trying to build a team. I'm like, okay, this is Lex trying to get after Superman. Why didn't you just do that? I don't get it. I don't know. But like this was perfect. And he was smart. I like that Lex was smart. He wasn't just an idiot that got bested by Superman. Like when he rolled up to the Fortress of Solitude and he was like, "Oh, how are we going to get in?" Psych, we're going in. Like I have a way. I was like, "Okay." First I was like, "How?"
There's no exposition on it. He was like, "No, we're just going to get in."
Yeah, which I thought was great. Plus Engineer, we finally got our first Wildstorm character in live action.
I'm so happy for that, man. I'm happy for that.
See, this is why when I look at DC, I'm like, put more Wildstorm stuff out there because people loved Engineer. They thought she was cool. People are excited and talking about the Authority. Come on, let's get more characters out there. Like, Jim, you're running DC. Jim Lee, you are running DC. What are we doing?
No, I love this. I love this because Gunn loves his obscure characters. That's why he had fucking Polka Dot Man in Suicide Squad.
Which means, bro, we are going to get Zealot in a movie at some point. We're gonna get Zealot. Absolutely. We're gonna get a Sirens show, and Zealot's gonna be in it. It's gonna be awesome.
Bro, we might even get a Wildcat. Who knows? We might even get Wildcats.
Man, I was like, dude, just give me like, I want to see Grifter. I want to see Grifter live action. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see all these dudes.
Yeah, I would love that.
And, personally, I mean, if there's any time to make it, you're going to hear me say it. I've probably said it a billion times. If there's any time to make this, it's now. Gen 13. Come on. Hello. I feel like this is the era you make it. Not only is it like 90s nostalgia, the fashion sense that they wear in it is in again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's very of the times, very rebellious. I think if you don't want them smoking cigarettes, have fucking free fall vaping for all I care. I don't fucking know. Make it modern,
But so that's what I was going to say is like, you can blend in that 90s nostalgia, which, Gunn, blended in that like 80s nostalgia with like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Exactly.
He could do it the same way with Gen 13, but also modernize it because I feel like Gen 13 would work perfect for the quote unquote TikTok generation.
Dude, it's right up their alley. It's right. It's the same reason why I'm shocked Marvel hasn't made any plans on Generation X. Like, what are we doing, guys? You want to get that younger crowd, that's what you do.
Yeah, I mean, they tried with New Mutants.
No. We don't talk about that. But if you want to hear us talk about it, we have an episode reviewing that movie. You go listen to that. Oh man, but yeah, Superman was amazing. It's very cool to be in a time, and I feel like Drew feels vindicated because Drew, his entire life has been a Superman guy through and through. His top two are Captain America and Superman. Those are his guys. He was I've never seen him smile as much as he did during that movie. Anytime him and I would look at each other, we were smiling ear to ear from the beginning credits to both the end credit scenes. We were just on cloud nine. It was the greatest thing. And, you know, he was always, like, an advocate of Superman. Even the Snyder stuff, he was always, like, Superman. But now he's, like, he's not alone. People are in it with him, which I think is cool.
He's like leaning over. He's like, hey, Gabe, you feel that? That's hope. That's hope.
Because I'm a punk rocker. Someone posted a video and they were like, me for the past couple weeks. And it was Tony Soprano turning up his speakers in his car and they were playing punk rocker. They edited it over. I was like, yeah, that'd be on repeat.
I've been driving to work this week listening to that.
And it's cool because, like, you know, I grew up with the, you know, all the Ed McGuinness Superman stuff and all that. And DC, it was always, you know, Nightwing, Kyle Rayner, Superman. Those are my top three in DC. Those are my top three guys. So it's very cool to see love going around for him. By the way, I was a little upset. If you listen to James Gunn's interview for the Superman tour, they asked him about Kyle Rayner, and his answer made me a little sad.
Oh.
They asked him, because they're like, we got Guy Gardner. We're getting the other two. Will we see Kyle Rayner? And he was like, you know, I wasn't really a Kyle guy. You know, I'm a Guy Gardner guy, so, you know, that's what I wanted to focus on. I'm not really a Kyle Rayner guy. So I'm like, God damn it. I would have
liked to have seen some Kyle Rayner as well. I would have liked to have seen that.
That'd be great to get Kyle Rayner in there. I hope he's just throwing us for a curve and I watch this show and Kyle Rayner shows up. If he does, I'm losing my damn mind.
Yeah, that'd
be losing my damn mind. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, this is great. There's nothing like Superman. Whether it's the year 1980, 1990, 2000, or 2020, or 2025 now, Superman's the man. I think it's great, and we finally got it right. Oh man, and I loved the Kents. They were so great.
I really loved the Kents.
When she was talking into the phone in the beginning, she's like screaming into it.
Listen, so I sell phones for a living. I meet that woman like every day.
That woman is my grandmother. Like, I was watching that like that's my Nana. It's amazing. So, but like I said, it's cool to watch a movie that no matter what age you are, everyone feels the same. And this is what DC needed going forward, because now it's just fucking full steam ahead for DC, and I'm very excited. I was so scared that people weren't going to like it or something like that, and then DC would be dead in the water again, but we are full steam ahead with DC, and I'm stoked.
Oh, I'm so excited. I mean, I'll be there next year for Supergirl.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, I'll be there.
And I love the variety that we're getting, because he said, I think we're getting... What is it? Oh, God, I always get them confused with Marvel. Is it Swamp Thing or Man Thing? Is it Man Thing? Swamp Thing? Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing is DC, Man Thing is Marvel.
He said, I think we're getting Swamp Thing, and he said that's going to be like a horror movie. And he says, like, Clayface will be like a body horror movie. And then you watch Supergirl, and it's like going to be like that it's not going to be the vibe of Superman. And then we got Nightwing and Robin's movie coming out, which is like an animated claymation movie. I like that there's so much variety. It makes everything feel unique and different, which I love.
And I like that Gunn is not shying away from doing animated stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm so excited for that. Like, I get why he changed from Authority from live action to animation, which now I'm kind of excited for it to be animation because now he has nothing holding him back. There's not like a budget that he's like, oh, we can't do that. So I think it's going to benefit a lot as an animation and then bringing them over like they did with Rick Flag to live action, like showing up. Because that's what it's all going to be, which I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
I would really like to see the Authority get their own live action movie someday because I know that the live action movie, that's really where you build your popularity, like for your IPs.
Yeah, but seeing how Creature Commandos took off, I didn't expect anyone to talk about Creature Commandos, but when that came out, hell, people were talking about and people like Creature Commandos. And now with Superman coming out, I feel like anything DC does, it's going to be on people's radars, especially if it's promoted the same way.
Yeah.
I will take that. And like I said, if it's animated, there's no limit. So they can just really tell a crazy good story and not have to worry about special effects, budgets holding them back, filming dates getting recast, or not recasted, but refilmed over and over again. With animation, it's a lot. It's like Invincible. You know, it's going to be a lot.
Oh, believe me,
I'm excited for.
Like the animated stuff, especially from DC side, it's amazing. It's amazing. So like I'll never turn down an animated movie. I just know that.
And what I like too about their animated is whoever is animated doing the voice is who's live action. So when they cast someone,
true,
that's them. Like, so we could be like, we know what they look like that. Yeah. So that's what I like too. Is that like, okay, who's the voice? Okay, who's the live action now? No, we know it's the same person, which I like.
Mm-hmm.
So at least that's like a thing. So technically, when they cast the voice actors, we know who the live action is, which I think is cool. So you get both. But I think Engineer's a great start to introduce those characters.
I think so too. It's kind of an interesting choice.
Yeah, when they announced Engineer, I was like, what? Like, okay,
for the Authority.
But what?
Yeah, because I kind of thought it would be maybe like Midnighter, maybe Apollo.
Yeah.
Not to say that Engineer is not like known as an Authority character, but I'm not even sure she'd be like in the top 5.
No, yeah, it's
to be honest.
Yeah. There's so many. Yeah, what's her name? Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank right now.
That's what I was looking at. Jenny Sparks.
Jenny Sparks. Yes, that's how I was looking out.
That's what I was.
That's what I
was gonna say.
Yeah, that's the main one. I thought, So yeah, I just I'm excited for what they do with Midnighter and Apollo. See their story come to life. That'll be cool. They have such a wholesome story.
They do. They really
together.
do. Yeah.
I think that's great. That's gonna be great on live action. And technically, Deathblow is a part of Authority. So, come on, James. I know you like your wacky characters that are unique. Give me Deathblow. If I could get something, dude. Okay, he's not as big anymore. But if they're like, all right, Dave Bautista, Deathblow. If James Gunn is making it, Bautista's gonna say yes. He just needs to get jacked. Yeah. He just needs to get jacked again.
He kind of does.
He's slim now, so get him jacked. Yeah, I mean, what's the entire roster of the Authority? Off topic, real quick.
It's pretty big. You've got at least 20 members in there, from what I remember.
All right. No bias here. No bias. Freefall is a member of the Authority. James, come on. We're talking about Gen 13. Come on.
So it looks like...
And Rainmaker.
I was going to say Rainmaker, Grifter as well.
Yep.
Was a member at one point.
There's a big roster to pull from. I think the roster is who it's going to be from this run. That's who I think the roster is going to be.
Yeah.
So it won't be those crazy people, unfortunately. But I'll still take whoever. I'll be cool with him pulling random people out. Because if Guardians of the Galaxy is any indication, he got a lot of characters in that movie. The team itself is a good size, but think about all the other characters that were introduced in Guardians of the Galaxy. So, look at Superman. You thought it would be just a Superman movie, but look at all the characters we got out of Superman.
That is true.
So, yeah. Real excited. Superman's on the up and up. It's looking real good. Comics are on the up. Summer of Superman has been a success, I would say. And I'm looking forward for more films, animations to come. Merchandising is off the charts, dude. I bought the entire Superman wave, so I was able to build 4.
Oh, his robots, yeah.
Yeah, I was able to build 4, specifically. He doesn't come with the thing stabbing himself in the head, though.
Oh, the fort, yeah.
He doesn't come with that. But, yeah, dude, I went all in. Dude, the toy line's great. The toy line, it was Superman. It was Mr. Terrific. It's literally everyone from the movie. If you bought them all, it built 4, but it was Superman, Mr. Terrific. I probably pulled up a picture here. So this is the line here, man. It's a great line. We got, of course, Guy Gardner. We got Metamorpho, Superman, Mr. Terrific, Hawkgirl, and Engineer got an action figure.
That's pretty cool.
So we have an Engineer figure. So it's literally everyone from the movie that you can get and think of. And then I looked at it. I remember when that came out, I was so upset. I was like, damn, there's no Lex. And then they said, guess what, motherfucker? There's a 4-pack, and it comes with Lex Luthor in power armor, which I wish we got in the movie. That looks cool. And it comes with Crypto and the baby.
And the baby.
The baby. But, man, I remember this figure came out, and everyone was like, even me, I was like, yo, Lex is about to have the armor, bro. Lex is about to have the armor, and then he didn't. But I was like, oh, fuck no, they played me. But literally, you can get everyone from this movie besides, like, Lois and Jimmy. And Eve. Eve was funny. Oh, did you hear what James Gunn said about her, too?
No.
She, in fact, does not have ugly toes, her character. It's just Jimmy being Jimmy. So, because someone asked, they were like, are we ever going to see her creepy mutant toes? And he's like, she really actually doesn't have mutant toes. That's, like, the joke. It's like, that's awesome.
It's a real gooner question right there.
Someone had to ask it, bro. Oh, man. And I think what was cool, too, you can, on Spotify, type in Superman playlist, and a playlist is crafted for you based off of your songs that you've listened to, like your listen history on Spotify. And I typed it in, and I got Engineer for mine. But then I listened to her stuff, and it's real abstract, and then I listened to Clark Kent's playlist, and it's songs I actually have on my playlist. And I was like, I think I'm more Clark. it's all punk rock music, him and Lois. And I'm like, that's like 80% of what I listen to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, Engineers was real. It was rock, but it was like obscure, like weird noise metal. And I'm like, I don't listen to that. I listen to a lot of CKY, but that's not the same as what her songs were. I don't know. Yeah, dude, the toy aisles have been filled with Superman stuff. I've seen kids walking around with Superman toys at Target and Walmart, which is cool. Yeah, I don't know. It's been it's taken over the summer. I think, listen, Fantastic Four is going to be good, and I'm excited, but I think Superman may have won the summer. And that's just me. That's me before seeing Fantastic Four. I could be wrong, but right now I'm saying I think Superman won the summer. Not trying to pit them against each other, but I'm just saying. When they come out so close.
You know, I don't want to pick a winner yet because I haven't seen Fantastic Four.
But something in my gut is telling me.
Perhaps. Superman was a great movie. I have a feeling that Fantastic Four will be pretty good as well.
Oh, no, I think it's going to be great. I agree.
Yeah.
But this is what I was talking about earlier about the comic book. Like, this is a cool figure. It's for the movie. But look at the packaging. It's all comic cover art.
Yeah, that's so cool.
From DC, and yeah, that's what I loved about the promotion for this movie. Like, you couldn't go anywhere without seeing comic books of Superman everywhere, which I'm like, that is cool. That is cool. And I think me and John both said this, and I think you agreed with us, this was a superhero movie that wasn't scared to be a superhero movie. It didn't feel like it was ashamed.
It wasn't.
Of its
It
content.
wasn't. It embraced it. It embraced its roots of being a comic book. It wasn't this weird, like, well, we have to ground it in reality. Oh my god. Like, no, like, we don't have to do that. It's a fucking comic book.
Exactly. And that's what I loved. I think that was great. A great touch. I don't buy a lot of stuff I buy a lot of older stuff on DVD, but this may be a day one purchase when it gets released. Because I want to have this physically. Just because it was such a good movie. I want to be able to, whenever I'm feeling down, pop in some soups, you know? Feel good.
Damn, brother, you still buying DVDs?
I am, dude. I love physical media because there's so many movies I love to watch that either move from different streaming services, are edited for streaming services, or just aren't available online.
I mean, I feel you. I would just buy it on Blu-ray instead.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but there's something, my collection of DVDs has always been DVDs, and like the Blu-rays stick out so much that I still rock with DVDs, man. I still rock with it. And then I've learned this Blu-ray bullshit. I watch DVDs and they're still high quality. I put them into my PS5, they work, and they still look clear to me, so. I also grew up with 2005 and 2006 YouTube, so. I was watching wrestling compilations that were like in 140p.
Yeah, fair enough.
Plus, a lot of the I don't know what it is. Yeah, I don't know, DVDs, they still run on everything. I don't have to worry. They look good when I put them on my shelf together with all the other ones. I don't know. I did want to look real quick at something with you though. It was CBR.com. Real quick, go through it. You know, it's the top, their list of the top 15 best Superman stories of all time. Some of these I've heard of, obviously. Some I have not. So we're going to start here at number 15. I sent you the link here so you can look through with me too if you want. Number 15 is one, I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Superman for All Seasons.
An absolute travesty that is number 15.
I will say, I feel like I feel like their list is in no specific order because there's some series in this that are in spots they should be way higher. So they don't say it explicitly, but I feel like this is just not in a specific order, which I don't know because it doesn't say specifically it's in a certain order.
Okay. So I won't take offense to it.
Yeah. So, and honestly, like if it's in top 15, that's a great thing to say you're top. Because like at number 14 on this list is Kingdom Come.
Right. Yeah.
So that obviously should be like top 5, but it's all right. Kingdom Come's a great story. I wouldn't say necessarily a Superman story. He is a major focus of it, and he's kind of the reason why the heroes come together again to go against the modern heroes that are basically a slap in the face to Image Comics. That's what this book is about, really. For anyone that's read it.
I was gonna say it's because Alex Ross really fucking hates Image Comics.
Yeah, but I will say the newer heroes had some cool ass designs. Like Starfire Nightwing's daughter looked badass. That was cool. But yeah, it's a great story. Definitely check out Kingdom Come. This is a compact edition you can buy, so you can go ahead and check that out for $9.99. And if you want to get it physically, if not, it's other places you can find it. It's one of the most famous DC books of all time.
Right.
The next one here, number 13, Must There Be a Superman? And this one's interesting. When I read this little verbiage here, it said, Must There Be a Superman came out in 1972. And the story saw Superman standing trial by the Guardians of the Universe for crimes against humanity, which I thought, that's so weird to me because he does so good. All the things he does are for the good of humanity. But the crime is interesting. And I was like, and I might try to find this. The crime presented against Superman is specifically that he saves the world and does everything for Earth, preventing it from progressing on its own. Which I'm like, that's interesting. It's almost like you need to have some sort of disasters to have your world progress. And because he's saving it so much, it's preventing them from getting better, which I'm like, I never thought of it that way. Like you're doing too good.
It's some twisted logic, but I can see it. I can come around and see it.
And it's not like something Earth is saying. It's not like Earth is like, what are you doing? We need to get better. It's the Guardians of the Universe. So they're obviously seeing stuff we don't understand. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So, which I think is a pretty interesting concept. And after this issue we're recording, I kind of want to get my hands on this. I want to see what this is about. So next one here, Superman Exile, which is one that I've heard the name of, but I'd never heard or anything else about it or seen anything about it.
Haven't read it, but yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about it, actually. I've heard a lot of good things about Superman Exile.
Next one here, Superman's Secret Identity, which looks like more of a modern book here. It goes, Superman's Secret Identity is a 4-issue miniseries by Kurt Busiek and Stuart Immonen that is a non-canon story about the life of Clark Kent. It looks like it's Clark growing up in Smallville, which I think is... I always love those stories.
I've read this. This is actually a really good... So this is actually like... How could I describe it? The guy's not... So like, the way that it's set up, it's like, you don't really think he's Superman up until the end.
Yeah.
Until like he gets his powers type of deal.
You're like,
Yeah, but it's really good. It's
really
Kurt Busiek, man, he's a great writer.
Legend.
And Stuart Immonen, really good artist. Stuart Immonen's really good artist.
The next one here,
I would recommend Secret Identity. Highly recommend it.
I'll see if I can get my hands on it. Because I always love reading Smallville stories. Like, my favorite superhero show of all time is Smallville. So, like, I love watching Superman grow up. Because I think that's such a big part of his life. And that's why I love the end of the movie. It was great. Because now we're out of the spoiler portion, so I can't say too much. But the end of the movie is so wholesome. So, I love reading about Clark and his life growing up. I think because it's such an important part of the character. And without that part, we don't get Superman, I believe. Without growing up with people. That's such a major part.
100%, and that's also the reason why I love Superman, Superman for All Seasons so much, because they do spend some time with Clark, like in Smallville, and it's like, man, like I want to live in this Smallville. Like, it's so nice the way that it's depicted.
If I had the money to live in a farmland like in Smallville, I would. Fucking love that shit. There's a lot of places like that in Connecticut, but they're expensive as hell. Like, I was driving the other day, and I felt like I was in Smallville. I'm looking, there's just farmland everywhere, and I'm like, whoa, where am I? felt like I got the Smallville. The next one here, number 10, Death of Superman. Now this is a controversial one. This one, it is an all-time story for Superman, but oh man, what came from this?
Yeah.
This had some ripple effects for sure. This started the clickbait world of deaths in comics, really. Because of how many fucking comics this sold, man. But I still have this. I have Death of Superman on my spin. Actually, you can see it here. You can right here. My Death of Superman in the little plastic around it, wrapped around.
Yeah.
It still has the armband. It has the newspaper article from the Daily Planet about his death. It has everything. I have I love the armband, like that you would wear when someone passes away. It comes with that. It's cool. But we did get cool things out of this. We got Steel,
I was gonna say,
Superboy.
I still maintain that this is an all-time great Superman
Oh,
storyline.
absolutely. I was just saying like what came after it of terms of the world of comics. It had a bad ripple effect. Because then we get all the, this person dies, and then they're back. This person dies, and then they're back. This is what really kicked that off.
Yeah.
Number 9, All-Star Superman. I mean, all-time book. This is a must-read for anyone. Even if you... This is one of those books. I put this... This might be controversial, but I put this up there with Watchmen, where even if you don't read comic books, you need to read All-Star Superman. The same way if you don't read comic books, you need to read Watchmen. It's just an all-time story in general.
Yeah, this is easily one of the greatest comic books of all time.
Yeah,
easily.
I would say. Easily. Without a shadow of a doubt. This is actually one I kind of want to get other versions of the graphic novel because each of them have different things. Like, I want to get the oversized version. I want to get the regular version. I have the compact edition that has all the cool extras in it. But I want everything from All-Star Superman because I love this story. It's just so great. And you could definitely see the vibes from the movie that were taken from this. Which I think was cool in the credits, too. If you look at the credits, they listed almost every, as much as they could, artist and writer that's ever worked on a Superman comic at the end.
Yeah.
I got so happy. I was like, oh, there's Jeff Loeb. Like, that's cool. Oh, Ed McGuinness, that's cool. Like, they got everybody in there, man. And I was like, that is awesome. That is so cool. Of course, they got Frank in there, of course, and Grant Morrison. Next one on the list, number 8, Red Sun. So this is another one I've been wanting to buy. I love the animated movie, but I want to read the book.
This is one I have in my physical collection I've read, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those Elseworld stories like Gotham by Gaslight. That's just like another like all-time Elseworld story from what I've heard. So this is another one I really want to check out. I really want to check out Red Sun. The next one here, number 7, Man of Steel from 1986. This is right after Crisis on Infinite Earths. So this was fresh reboot.
I'm going to be very, very controversial probably in saying this. I don't care for John Byrne's Superman very much.
Really?
I don't care for it. I don't like the fact that John is so obsessed with the fact that Superman has to be an American. It's very strange.
Which is what I think, which is what I like that's totally done away with nowadays, where it's like, no, I don't do this for America, I do it for people, which is what we saw in the movie too, that it goes past just America. That's why I don't like that about Wonder Woman either.
Borders.
I don't like that about Wonder Woman either, where they make Wonder Woman like America's girl. Like, she's not. Like, yeah, she wears stars and stripes, but she's not for America.
At all, no.
She does that because it's like a symbolic image, you know what I mean? Like, everyone sees stars and stripes and it's positive for the most part. So, yeah. Number 6, what's so funny about Truth, Justice, and the American Way? People like to make fun of Superman for being virtuous. Oh, yes? This
is one I've heard for so long about. This is a Joe Kelly written issue.
Really?
This is probably, it has to be the most talked about or the most famous, at least 21st century Superman single issue comic.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard so many people talk about this. A lot of people say that it's amazing. Some people say they wouldn't piss on it if it was on fire. Like, it's got like a very strong reaction.
And if you don't want to read it, there is an animated movie of it that you can watch.
Superman versus the Elite.
So
that's right.
You can watch that if you don't want to read it. Which I don't know how accurate it is, but usually those movies were back when those were coming out. They were very accurate.
Right. This is actually something that I plan on reading for my Superman community event. Because I've heard so much about it. And I remember seeing that panel of Superman talking to Manchester Black, and I'm like, oh, like, I think I actually really want to check that out.
Number 5 on the list, For the Man Who Has Everything, from Superman Annual number 11 in 1985.
This is written by Alan Moore.
Yes.
This is written by Alan Moore. I read this last month. This was a fucking great Superman story.
Yep. Yeah. Actually, you talked about it last time. I think
I did. Yes.
you did talk about it. 'Cause I remember you mentioning Mongol.
Mm-hmm.
So that's they have it number 5. Number 4, Brainiac.
This Jeff Johns Brainiac,
Yes.
I believe.
Yes,
yeah.
it is. So yeah, that's what they have at number 4. I haven't read this one though.
I haven't read any Jeff Johns Superman, but it's on my bucket list. Like I have his whole run like cataloged in my tablet. I just have to go through it.
This is another one that was turned into an animated movie, Superman Unbound. So it's another one, if you don't want to read it, you can watch it.
Oh, okay.
And this is one that actually just got a compact edition that I just bought the other day, Superman Birthright. So this is one that I haven't read, and I bought the compact edition planning to read it. So this is by Mark Waid. This is another one I want to check out. It's another non-canon Superman storyline, but sometimes those are the best because they just have free reign to do whatever they want to do.
And like the description says, this actually ended up replacing John Byrne's version of Superman as like the origin story for Superman, which is pretty cool.
Which you're like,
pretty
thank
cool.
God. No.
Well, thank God, because Mark Waid is also so much better than John Byrne, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I any day of the week, Mark Waid over John Byrne by far.
Number 2 on the list, Superman number 701. This is a very interesting. They chose a very specific book. So this is not all Superman stories have him fighting villains and saving the world. Sometimes the best Superman stories have him just saving one person, which is I love that. In Superman 701, the Man of Steel shows up to find a girl on a ledge in Philadelphia threatening to jump. He has done that quite a bit. He is is that 2 now that he's found trying to do that? 'Cause remember All-Star Superman 2?
All-Star Superman, yeah. I had to look this up. I actually don't know this issue. This was written by J. Michael Straczynski.
Really? And I do like this, though. This is what makes it different from All-Star Superman. It says, Superman doesn't grab her and take her to safety against her will. He doesn't just go up and say, hey, you're good, and grab her. He talks to her. He hears her out. He lets her know that she's known. And then, he's able to help her out, which I think is such a Superman thing. It's equivalent to when he was saving the squirrel in the movie. It's the small stuff like that. To him, to anyone else, like, oh, it's small. He helped save someone, but that's huge for him. Something small like that is huge. Whether it's saving a squirrel, saving a woman off a ledge, or saving people from Brainiac invading Earth. Like, it's no matter how small or big, like, Superman cares, and I love that.
Yeah.
And I will say that was something that I liked in Smallville, too, that they touched on. When Superman was getting his super hearing, he was, like, everywhere. He was trying to be everywhere, trying to help everyone. And, like, his family was like, listen, like, you're making yourself stressed out. Like, you need to calm down, and you can't save everyone. You have to understand you can't save everyone. The ones you can save, hold on to those. But you could see in that show, like, how he cared so much about people. He wanted to save every person he heard screaming. And they're like, we know you want to help everyone, but it's tough, and
it's so funny you mentioned Smallville, because there's that clip where there's that clip of Clark arguing with his mom about immigration.
Yes.
That's like making the rounds again.
Yep.
Because of the movie, and I watched that clip again, and I was like, wow, that's very timely.
Yeah.
That aged very well.
If you ever get the chance to rewatch Smallville, it's a commitment because there's so many seasons and episodes, but god damn, dude, it's worth it. It's so worth it. It's so good. Especially after that movie, and it's funny too because James Gunn actually said when making the Superman movie, he's a fan of Smallville, so it was like a big thing to pull from. And even I forgot his name that plays Lex.
Nicholas Hoult.
Nicholas Hoult. They asked him, like, have you studied certain Lex Luthors? And he goes, yeah, the Smallville. Like, well, the way he was played in Smallville was perfect, and that's what he pulled from. And when I was watching the movie, you could kind of see it. He had like the same like cadence and mannerisms, and I'm like, yeah, this is good. I like this. I like this a lot. And then the last one here, whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow? It took place in Superman number 423 and Action Comics number 583. It was the final one before John Byrne rebooted the entire Superman universe. So this is was that like farewell to that old Superman before John Byrne really took it over after.
What a shame, because these were written by Alan Moore.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
I would also recommend these.
The story takes place 10 years after Superman last appeared, and Lois Lane recounts the final days of Superman's time on Earth, which I think is great. So,
it's fantastic, and I think it's Ashton Carpenter. I don't remember exactly which one, but the other issue, the one where it isn't Lois recounting Superman's final days on Earth. The other issue is actually a crossover of Superman and Swamp Thing.
Oh, is it?
And it's really fun.
That's
It's a really
cool.
good issue. Yeah, it's really
That's
fun.
awesome. Well, those were the top 15 best Superman storylines of all time, according to CBR. There is some great stories on here, and actually some stories I want to pick up and check out after this. If I could, honestly, that Superman number 701, that sounds like one I would like. And
Yeah,
definitely,
I'm definitely gonna check
Red
that
Sun's
out.
next on the list. And Secret Identity is top of my list right now. And Must There Be a Superman? There's a lot of Superman stuff I want to read now. And I have to read For All Seasons. I must read that.
Oh, please read For All Seasons. Tell me what you think about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, same. Like I would say Superman 700, 701, and then Ashton Cop. What's so funny about True Justice and the American Way? Because I've heard so much about that.
Yeah.
That I really want to check it out.
Well, that was that. Thank you for everyone. We are going to be going into our This Month in Wizard now, and this one was interesting because I tried to stay on topic with Superman. I tried. But the time period of when Wizard Magazine was popular in the 90s, for people that don't know, Superman died. We talked about earlier, but this was the time period of Electric Blue Superman and Red Superman. For people that don't know, those characters weren't liked much. So, Wizard just didn't really ever talk about Superman, ever. But I found something related to Superman here. And what this is a Wizard number 83 from July 1998. We're going to be looking at the top 10 heroes and villains of 1998. And this list, we do have some familiar names on this list, but there's a fun quip in this. And actually, the Mort of the Month, which is like the goofy character no one cares about, is actually hilarious now in the year 2025. So, to kick off this list, the first 4 on the list, as always, it's always the same 4 on these. Number 1 is Witchblade, who was top of the food chain at this time period.
Wait, hold on. What year was this?
1998.
This was 98.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 2, Wolverine. Number 3 is Spawn, and number 4, Batman. Those are always the same people on this list. So that's no surprise to us.
You know what though? I kind of wonder what Wolverine was doing in '98 because like after '96, like X-Men was kind of dying down a little bit from what I remember.
I do know at this point, I just looked it up now. Wolverine did still have his individual run still going, so it might have just been really good in '98.
Maybe his solo run was still selling very well.
Yeah, that's all I can think of.
I think by '98, Batman was. Let me check real quick.
Ooh, 1998 had that recalled Wolverine issue too.
Is that right?
Where they say a slur in the book.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they say a Jewish slur.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then if you get that version, it goes for like $20 or something like that. And I went to the shop; it was $3.99. I opened it. I fucking opened it to see if it was in there, and it's the edited version. I was like, I don't want this bullshit. This is the edited version. This is the censored version. Give me the problematic one. I want to have that in my collection just to say I have it, you know? I have a recalled comic book.
I had to look because I was curious for Batman because, like, I know the late 90s.
He had a million books at this time.
I know, but, like, the late 90s weren't so great for Batman from what I remember.
No, but I think this was around the time... When was, which was the series where Gotham gets all fucked up? What was that, Deadlands or...
No Man's Land.
No Man's Land. When was that?
That was January of '99.
But that's coming up.
But that lasted the whole year, from January to like December of '99.
Yeah. So that's coming up soon. Okay, I was just trying to see when that came out because I know that was like a game changer for a while. So I was just trying to see if that was around the same time period. But yeah, no, 98. He just had so much going on.
He had a lot of books. That's for sure. He had a lot of books.
Yeah, I tried looking up like getting Batman books for the 90s, and I'm like, yeah, absolutely not. Also, animated series books were out. The animated series in general was out. It was just a big time to be a Batman fan.
There's like 2 or 3 different anthology books for Batman.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, you could read either Batman, Detective Comics, Batman and Robin Adventures, Batman Gotham Adventures. Like, there's so many different books. But this was the Batman gear that I liked. It was like a weird gray and dark blue. Like, it was really different, but it looked almost like all black in certain lightings. It was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Todd McFarlane tried to make the figure, and it came out shitty, and I was like, ignore.
Speaking of, I was also like debating in my head. I was like, Spawn in 98, and then I'm thinking, well, didn't the movie come out in 98?
Did it? Oh,
the movie came out in 98 or 97.
Oh, it did. Yeah, 1998.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spawn in 98 was, I guess you call that his peak, really. Oh, 97. Oh, wait, what? Yeah, 97. So it was a year after.
Okay, but still carrying, I guess, that momentum with him.
Spawn the TV series was currently running from 1997 to 1999. So that was on air.
I still maintain that the Spawn HBO show is one of the best comic book shows I've ever seen.
Oh, amazing. I finally own the Max on DVD, so I can finally watch it. So
that'd be fun to review someday.
That. Yeah.
That would be fun.
But yeah, I think Spawn was nearing issue number 100 at this point.
Oh, wow.
So Spawn
okay.
number 100. Oh, no, okay, no, that was 2000. I lied.
Well, he had to be like 80 deep. At least 80 deep.
Oh, at least, yeah. Oh, that's why I got thrown off. I looked up Spawn 1998 comics, and for some reason, Image Comics website showed me Spawn 98.
But that's not, you know what, Gabe? Like, that's not even counting, because we're making fun of Batman for having a lot of books. Spawn had a lot of books in 98 too.
Spawn still has a lot of books in 2025.
Right, but like he had, I think he had like Legend of Spawn or Spawn Dark Ages. Sam and Twitch had a book. Fucking, I think, and like there's a couple of Spawn characters, side characters that had books too, and Spawn himself must have had like 4 or 5 books like on his own.
And it's funny too. In 2025, they announced that 8 new Spawn books were coming out. The list was No Home Here, Medieval Spawn, Spawn Dark Ages, regular Spawn. And coming out, it came out a couple months ago, Spawn 77. Do you know what that is?
Is that the original cartoon?
No, this is the original Spawn design that Todd made, finally being made into a comic book.
Oh, wow.
His original concept from when he was a little kid. Then they also have Bloodletter, which is in the Spawn universe, but Tim Seeley works on this, so that may actually be pretty good. Of course, we got She-Spawn. Can't forget She-Spawn.
Wait, hold on. She-Spawn written by
Gail Simone.
By Gail?
Yeah.
That might be good. I might check that out.
Came out last month, actually. To be announced, so isn't out yet. The Freak, Cultus Noctis, the Book of NYX, but not X-Men NYX.
Yeah,
Don't get confused. Yeah, another one in the Spawn universe, but this looks like Freefall. Just saying. I don't know why.
Kind of.
Everywhere I go, I see her, all right? So yeah, even in 2025, Spawn has 1 million fucking books. Which is crazy. And then this is where the list, they get some names thrown in here.
But you know what, though, Gabe? They'll probably sell.
Absolute. They're being made for a reason, you know?
Yeah.
They're being purchased. The last 5 on this list. Number 5 is The Darkness.
My guy.
Is back and present, very much so, in the current Witchblade run. Deadpool, who everyone knows Deadpool.
Right.
Number 7, Captain America. Number 8, Iron Man, MCU legends. Preacher, who since then has had a TV show. And number 10, Superman. He has finally made it to the top 10 list. I don't know if he's ever been on one before.
Very surprising.
And this is why I put it on. They said this. This is their quote. Ahem. Excuse us, Superman, we're afraid you're going to have to leave. This chart is only for popular heroes, and you're Superman Red and Superman Blue, or some ridiculous nonsense the fans hate you for. Nice threads, though. Hey, wait a second. You're back in your old costume? With a smash hit comic called Superman Forever? With a lenticular cover? Right this way, sir. Glad you're back. Stay away from those publicity stunts, and maybe you can hang out a while. So that shows he hasn't been on any of these lists because of Superman Red and Blue.
Yeah, I can see it.
And I laughed at the Mort of the Month. Their Mort of the Month is called, and their quote, one lame-ass character, and it's the Weasel, from Suicide Squad and Creature Commandos that everyone loves.
Right.
which I think is hilarious. Because if you say Weasel, everyone fucking loves Weasel universally. He is the best. And especially after Creature Commandos, you feel for him. Like, they make you care about Weasel so much. So I think it's funny them calling him lame here, seeing what he is now in 2025, and everyone loves Weasel. I would honestly, if you're talking about top 10, I feel like Weasel would be on this list instead of Preacher in the year 2025. Without question.
Funny enough, I'm so surprised that Iron Man made the top 10 for this.
Yeah, what was he doing in Iron Man 1998? And what was Cap doing in 1998? What the hell were these guys up to?
Are we basing this off of the Kurt Busiek and George Perez Avengers run?
Oh, this is from Heroes Return. Yeah, his Busiek, the Busiek run.
That's what I assumed, like,
because that launched in '98, so that's what this is being based off of.
Because in that case, I can see it, because like Busiek and Perez had a fucking amazing run on Avengers.
Yeah, and Captain America was back to who took over writing from Liefeld for this? Oh, God, I can't see who. Oh, Mark Waid, Captain America.
There you go. Yeah,
yep, and
that
Ron
explains
Garney
everything.
Doing art. Damn, this is a cool ass cover too for Heroes Return #1 of Cap. That's an iconic cover. That's what I'm showing to you here. Okay, I see why. Yeah, people were really all over Heroes Return looking back at it because it was like, thank God.
Yeah, it's like finally everything's back to normal. Yeah,
that was like a weird time because like Heroes Return, people were happy. Superman's back to normal. Everyone was like, oh fuck, like all that other shit's over. Thank God.
So like, oh God, like can the gimmicks end?
Yeah, literally, they were just happy to have them back to normal. And then DC's like, yeah, we're gonna destroy Gotham City in a couple months, and just change Batman books forever.
I gotta say though, Gabe, I love seeing Witchblade #1 because I actually just started watching the Witchblade TV show as of last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I know we've been talking about that for a while. About that show.
So, and that's another thing that I hope, like later on, we can cover both the comics and the TV show. Because so it started actually as a TV movie pilot on TNT, and then they were kind of like gauging like the audience reaction. Yeah, and I guess that pulled in really good numbers for TNT. That they're like,
oh yeah, we're gonna keep doing this.
let's make a show. And I mean, I watched the movie last night. It's like an hour and a half, and I was like, damn, this is good. This is really like it's corny in some ways, but I kind of like that. There's some good corny to it.
Sometimes those 2000 shows have that, but it just works, you know.
It does, yeah. It's the special effects. A lot of the special effects are corny, but
I think I started watching Alias on Disney Plus from like 2002, I think it was.
Right.
When did Alias come out? I also find it funny that Alias is on there and the logo looks so much like the Marvel Alias comic logo.
Yeah.
Like it looks confusing. Almost identical. But that show is like so corny. But also the show came out in 2001. So but it's also like good. It's like good corny. I enjoy it. It's a fun spy TV show. But I can't help see the logo and just think of the comic book of Alias, which is just not the same thing because it's not a Marvel TV show.
It's not even the same type of tone either.
No, it's not. Like, one's about Jessica Jones, and the other one's about a spy girl. Like, honestly, Alias is if they did a Danger Girl TV show. Because it's like James Bond, but a woman, but she goes through all the same, like, costume changes, like in Danger Girl, and, like, similar missions. With, like, the sexy costumes and stuff. I think that's pretty interesting.
James, give me Danger Girl.
Yeah.
Give me Danger Girl.
Who has the right? Is that Wildstorm? Who has the rights to Danger Girl?
It was Cliffhanger. Which was an imprint. Which actually, I think that was an imprint of Wildstorm. Funny enough.
Really? Who owns it now, though?
I think it's considered a DC book.
Let me see.
No,
I keep seeing IDW. Yeah, I keep seeing IDW show up.
IDW. That's right. Damn. So I guess James Gunn couldn't do it. Never mind.
Someone else Hey, Danger Girl is. I always said would benefit as being an animated action show. Like an animated spy show, I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I would love that.
I'm at the point now, if we can get these cool 90s shows as animated, I'll take it, man. I'll take whatever. If animated's easier, just do it. Just give me the stuff. I want to see the visuals from the book with voices. I want to see it.
Just we're starving. We're starving for like some Wildstorm you know, like obscure 90s kind of
Yeah,
representation.
dude. I'll take anything, bro. I'll take anything, man.
Like, I want this stuff to be preserved. You know,
Exactly.
like, I really do.
I want more eyes on this stuff, which is why we do
Yeah.
this show. We've been doing the show for a long time, actually. We were on issue 29. We're hitting issue 30 next month. I did find out, I did do the math, and if I'm correct, when we do issue number 40, you will be here.
Oh man, that's so exciting.
I've learned that. I did the math, and I was like, shit, wait, I think that's when big issue 40 is.
That's got to be a big one.
Yeah, in person, like, that's going to be nuts. I'm
And
excited.
it's got to go longer than our usual time.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Well, everyone, that was issue number 29 of the monthly dive into the long box here. I'm getting news from our producer that our time is getting there. But we want to thank everyone for listening to issue number 29. Listen to us gawk about Superman for about almost 2 hours here. Be sure to listen to our one-shot. Our one-shot's an interesting one. We will be reviewing a Superman book, but not any Superman book. It's Superman by Stan Lee. Yes, Marvel Stan Lee wrote a Superman story for DC Comics with John Buscema doing art. So, look out for that. We will be reviewing that, and we'll see you guys next month. Next month is going to be a fun topic. Me and Jocelyn here, we will be giving our Mount Rushmores for Marvel Comics, DC Comics, Image Comics, and then there's the hard one where it's just labeled indie. So it could be many things you put in there. That's a tough one. So look out for that next month. I know. See, I can hear you already thinking. A Mount Rushmore for each of those companies next month. That'll be a fun one. Look out for that. And we'll see you guys in the one shot. Take care.